In the heart of a bustling city, there lies an old apartment building that has witnessed many stories, some filled with joy and others steeped in darkness. The story begins with four friends: Jake, Tom, Alex, and Lily. They were inseparable, always seeking adventure and thrills, often engaging in reckless behavior. This particular weekend, however, would change everything. As darkness crept in, the group made their way to Jake's apartment, a place they often gathered to hang out. But this time, something felt different. A sense of unease hung in the air, as though shadows whispered secrets of the past. Once inside, laughter filled the room as they recounted ghost stories and urban legends, each tale dripping with suspense. In the midst of their fun, a sinister idea took root in the minds of Jake, Tom, and Alex. They began to discuss the chilling legends surrounding the building, particularly one about a young girl who had disappeared from their very apartment years ago, believed to have been murdered by someone she trusted. As the night wore on, the boys' banter turned into something more menacing. They began to plot a twisted game, one that would blur the lines between reality and horror. Lily, unaware of the dark intentions brewing amongst her friends, suggested they play a game of truth or dare, a light-hearted activity to dissipate the tension. The boys, however, had different plans. With wicked smiles, they dared one another to take things to the next level, concocting a scheme that involved scaring Lily to the point of panic, unaware that their indulgence in the dark tales had stoked a fire within them. As the game progressed, the dares turned darker and more grotesque. The boys' laughter echoed in the empty halls of the apartment, blending with the unsettling atmosphere. Each dare pushed the limits further until they dared Jake to confront the ghost of the missing girl. Fueled by bravado, Jake, along with Tom and Alex, decided to take their game to the next level. They resolved to enact a mock murder scenario to frighten Lily. They set the scene, dimming the lights and gathering around Lily, who remained blissfully ignorant of their sinister plan. They whispered amongst themselves, stifling laughter while pretending to concoct a potion to summon the spirit of the girl, using props from around the apartment. As they prepared, an eerie chill swept through the room, a feeling that perhaps they were crossing a line they shouldn't. When the moment arrived, the boys sprang into action, chasing Lily around the apartment in a mocked frenzy, pretending to haunt her. Initially, she laughed, enjoying the theatrics, thinking it was all in good fun. But soon, she began to sense the underlying malice in their eyes, the way they closed in on her, the laughter morphing into something far more sinister. In a moment of sheer panic, Lily backed away, her heart racing as she realized this was no longer just a game. The atmosphere shifted as the boys, caught up in the thrill of their dark plot, went too far. In their excitement, they lost sight of reality. What started as a prank spiraled into a horrific scene that escalated beyond their control. In an act of rage, one of them shoved Lily, and she fell, hitting her head against the edge of a table. Silence enveloped the room as the gravity of the situation dawned on them. Lily lay motionless, and the boys were frozen, uncertainty and fear gripping them. What had been intended as a harmless scare now turned into a chilling reality. Panic set in among the three boys as they realized that they had crossed an irreversible line. In their frantic state, they made a series of poor decisions. Instead of calling for help, fear made them do the unthinkable. They decided to cover up the incident, believing it would save them from the dire consequences of their actions. They hastily devised a plan to dispose of Lily's body, believing they could bury their secret deep enough that it would never resurface. The next few hours were a blur of dread and desperation, as the boys struggled to mask their guilt. But darkness doesn't remain hidden forever. Whispers of their actions spread, and soon the police arrived, unraveling the truth hidden within the fractured friendships of the group. In the end, what was meant to be a night of fun transformed into a haunting memory that would linger in that apartment for years to come. The tragedy not only took Lily's life, but shattered the lives of those who were meant to protect her. As the shadows of the past still linger, the apartment remains, a silent witness to the horrors that unfolded within its walls, reminding everyone that some games are better left untouched.